Oh my gosh.
Dang, you should have heard my sound system right now, man. It sounds like a club in here with that song. I got family over, and they're probably thinking like, "What
What's
is this
going
guy
on
doing?"
over there?
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
probably
what's up, everyone?
like, he stepped away to go jam in the office real quick.
Probably gonna get a question when I go back out there. Like, what was that?
That's awesome. Merry Christmas, everyone. I
Merry
hope you
Christmas.
guys like our Christmas theme today. How's everyone doing? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. What's up, guys? Tiffany, what's up? Renville, Martha, Amber. We got a lot of people tonight, guys. A lot of are you guys new? Like, if you, is this like your first time being here? Like, can you give us like a 1 in the chat so we can like see who's new? And for those of you who have been here, give us a 2 in the chat because I know there's some familiar faces here. What's up, Carlos?
Everybody that's on here right now, at least from what we can see, is on YouTube. That's awesome. Way to go, guys.
YouTube
What's up,
is
Al? Got a lot of people in here in the house. We got some 2s, Renville, Joel. We got some 1s in the house, guys. Kansas City Lending. Michelle, 3rd time. Nice to be back, Michelle. Tiffany, it's a 2, Martha 2, Al 2. What's up, Al? Kalisha. Hey, Kalisha, how are you? Violet. Oh, my man Marlon with the Feliz Navidad. What's up, bro?
Man, I can't believe that 2023 is going to be here this weekend.
Isn't that crazy? 2023 around the corner, guys.
Where did 2022 go?
I know. It was the year of that. So when I go to church, they always have a theme. So the theme for the church was the year of promise. And this year, 2022 was the year of promise because we started to get into multifamily and we made it happen. So I'm excited for 2023 because we got so much momentum going into 2023, KJ. Incredible momentum. I mean, I think we'll be at our goal very, very soon at the way we're going right now. I'm actually freaked out. I don't know about you, but I am kind of freaked out that there's so many things coming on right now.
You're going to come hang out in here?
Yeah, I'm over the Wi-Fi or whatever's going on over there.
Let me move this out of your face. You can come a little closer.
I can't. We're calling an audible today, guys. You can still hear me though, Oscar?
Yeah, we can hear you great, bro.
Perfect.
It's the microphone.
Yeah.
Oscar upgraded me, so now it's all fancy.
Mm-hmm. But it's not as fancy as mine was when you can hear the AC kick on over here. That's how
That's funny.
That's
Dang,
awesome.
we've got almost 50 people in here. Thank you, Martha.
Thank you, Martha. Hey guys, for those of y'all that don't know, tonight is Q&A. So we've got 55 minutes. So if you have questions, this is the time to ask the questions. So if you do, start putting them in the chat. Until then, we're just going to kind of keep talking and hanging out with y'all until someone puts up some questions.
Yeah. Question time. Q&A, guys. Any questions?
50 people in the live right now. That's awesome.
The $1 million glasses team.
What's up, Joel?
I have my blue light glasses in here. I'll bust them out just like KJ. Give me 1 second. Let me transform real quick.
I'm just blind as a bat. I don't have blue lights.
There we go.
Oh, fancy.
Mm-hmm. I can't see nothing with these. They're not prescribed. They're not prescribed.
Walmart glasses?
No, these Amazon, bro. We don't shop at Walmart here. No.
Oh, I guess that's just me.
They upgraded. We're bougie now.
Guys, give us some questions or put some questions in the chat all about Q&A multifamily specifically. If you have any questions about brokers, lenders, properties, whatever, put it in the chat, guys. Reflection on 2022 and reading list from 2023.
That's a good question.
That is a good question. Reflection. Oh man, now we're just blowing up with questions.
Hmm.
Reflections on 2022.
I was telling Joseph,
A lot of growth.
I was looking at our memories from a year ago, and I was like, a year ago we were living with his dad, and never did I think we would be living on our own and be in multifamily and have a baby on the way. Like all of that, like I would have never seen coming. So I'm just like, it's crazy how much can change in a year. So I'm like, what's gonna happen next Christmas? Like I'm like super excited to know.
Yeah, I think I have a whiteboard in my closet back there of like a formula I wrote down for single family and how to calculate ARV. And now, and that was back in 2019. And now my whiteboard right now has the formulas on how to calculate upside from this year on multifamily.
I love that.
Talk about reflection. Re-enlist for 2023. I think 2023 for us as a team is still our goal. That's 1,000 units by July of 2023. And KJ called me. KJ and Joseph called me and Ione when we were having dinner with my parents, and they're on the phone and they're like, bro, like we just got, we're in the running up for this and we're running up for that. And it was like 1 property, 2 properties, 3 properties, 4 properties, 5 properties in the running for, aside from the other one that we're currently working on. So that would be 6 properties that we're in the running for, guys. And I remember walking to the bathroom with Ione and because we were out eating at a restaurant, and I was like, damn, like Ione asked me, are we sure we can take on all these? I was like, well, I thought maybe 2 or 3 would be like, okay, but they said about 5 properties that we needed to take on. It's like, I don't know if we can do that. I think we need to stop right now and be like picky on what we're doing, because it's really taking off that much. Like we have so many things in the pipeline. Like just today, we were talking about our action plan. It's just the day after Christmas, and we're talking about our action plans on the property that we're working on right now. And then KJ, she's like, we still have other properties you got to check out in the pipeline. Like, Ione, did you look at this property? Did you look at that property? And like, it doesn't stop.
Today too.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. So for our goal for, 1,000 units by July of 2023, I was just telling KJ, I think it's going to happen like very soon, like sooner than July of 2023 at the rate we're going. The only thing that we're scared of is having too many deals happening at the same time. And you think about that, that's crazy. That's a great problem to have. Ask us 7, 8 months ago when we were looking for any specific deal, any deal, right? We would, I don't know, we would die for those deals. But now it's like, stop, let me breathe for a second, right? Let's pick and choose which ones we really want to take on. And that's a blessing to have. So I think that's a reflection from 2022 to going into 2023 is now we're blessed to pick the deals that we actually want to take on and who we want to take them on with. I think that's the biggest difference so far, Al.
Agreed. Well said, Oscar.
Thank you. Joel, what are your goals for next year? How much growth did you feel this year? I think that kind of goes to what I just said right now. It's just big reflection on where we were, and it only happened in like 7, 8 months, going on 8 months now strong, and we're going into 2023.
Yeah, huge growth for sure.
Yeah. How did you guys determine a market you want to find multifamily in? Joseph, I think you can touch up on that, bro.
Yeah, we go with markets that we are boots on the ground for. That's honestly the first thing. Obviously, we want landlord friendly states, favorable states to invest in, which would be the first thing. But for us specifically, we only want to get properties that we have a boots on the ground for. So when we're looking for properties that are within, I don't know, 3 to 4 hours at most from where we each live. So within those surrounding Dallas and the Houston areas, because that's where we live. But we will look at other properties in other states if we have a partner that's a boots on the ground or someone that could be boots on the ground in that area for us. So that's how we determine a market that we'll go to. So first, as long as it's a favorable state to invest in, and then that requirement, a boots on the ground requirement, has to be met.
Well said. Thank you, Chris O. Okay, Casa Blue home buyers ask, or says, I have a multifamily lead with financials. I need a little assistance with the underwriting. If there's any underwriters in the chat, can you guys let him know, let Casa Blue know that you're an underwriter? Maybe you guys can squat up. I think most of the reason why we do this isn't just for you guys to ask Q&As, but it's more or less that you guys network in the chat. Like that's where the real value comes. If you guys are underwriters, let Casa Blue know, and you guys squat up so you guys can do deals together in the chat.
Yeah, I think someone actually messaged me earlier saying, hey, I like to underwrite. And he's been doing it for a year and a half. So shoot, I might have to connect you guys.
There you go. Henry says, I got a question. Do you have a checklist on underwriting a multifamily deal? Yes. What's the checklist you ask every single broker, KJ?
What's the whisper price? What is there an assumable loan? If so, what are the terms? Are they open to seller finance? Is there a call for offers date? You need all the financials, like the recent financials, not a year ago, like the last 3 months. You need a T12 OM rent roll. And then I think that's it. You need that to determine whether or not it's a deal. Well, I mean, you can just go off of the T12, but having all of that can help. Like if you were to bring that to us, it's like, okay, now we can sit here and plug and play and see if we can make a deal out of this. So that's really important, because if you don't have the other information about an assumable loan or about seller finance, then the only option is cash. So then you're kind of limited on what you can make work, especially with the interest rates. So if you come to me with answers for everything, then it's like, okay, let's see how we can get creative. So good information to have.
Well said. And KJ has a broker call YouTube that she does and breaks down all that stuff. So if you guys want to get more information on the YouTube that she did specifically on broker outreach. Abraham Rodriguez, how would you recommend approaching potential partners about creating a team like you guys have? We touched on this on the last Zoom we did on Friday, Joseph, and I don't know if you want to quickly recap on what we talked about, because someone asked that specific question on the Zoom too. So take it away, Joseph.
Yeah, date them first. That's the summation of it. You want to date them first. Have a dating period where you don't right away go into an LLC. Maybe on the first deal, first couple deals, even you kind of do so much like a JV where you guys are just working together, not necessarily partners. But you really want to figure out, does this person vibe with my vibe? Do we have the same work ethic? Can I see myself working with this person long term? Are we equally motivated? Am I having to check on them, be accountable for them? Like those are all these different things that you're going to run into when working with other people. So you definitely need to do a dating phase first.
And he doesn't mean literally date them, okay? Abraham, don't be like, hey, he told me to date you, so now we gotta go on a date.
Or you end up like our team where everybody's pretty much a couple.
All right, appreciate that.
You got it.
Renville, I've had I can't even talk. I have had a few people ask for how much am I expecting to pay you when I give my buy box. Is that a legit question you get from brokers, and should I just give a number? I think this is a KJ question.
Yes, I think that's a legit question. I think that's something you should definitely be having a conversation with your broker up front, because you want to be on the same page as to how much they expect to get paid. Because I mean, same reason you want to know is the same reason they want to know. Because you're going to have to include that in your underwriting. So if you're not having upfront conversations with them about that, then it's kind of like, well, I don't know what I'm working for. Are they going to pay me 3%? Like if they're expecting to get paid 3%, that's not really realistic. And so like I've had those conversations with my brokers, and they know that we're only going to pay 0.5%. And so there is no question about it. They understand what they're getting. And so then they go and work for us. And that's, there's no question about it. And we already know what to underwrite in the financials, or when Joseph does his thing with the numbers. So that's definitely really important to have that conversation. You should be having that with every broker, because sometimes it could be a deal breaker. Like if they're wanting a certain percentage that just doesn't work or make sense, well then now you know that you're not a good fit, and so you don't want to waste any more time if you guys can't meet in the middle.
Well said.
But don't know what's a good percentage or what's a good payment for them to expect.
I mean, I got mine hustling for 0.5%.
With a beautiful text message this morning.
Yeah.
So they're out there, guys.
1% maybe, but like I think you guys can wiggle for 0.5%. So if they're asking for like 2 or 3, they better be kissing the floor you walk on and be doing like all the underwriting and all kinds of other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Well said.
All right, Michelle Rice. I have really bad short-term memory. Sure, I asked already. If someone wants to cash out, what is a capital gain so they don't have to get taxed a lot if it's a duplex? I think I know what you're asking. You're wanting to see what the best method is so that they don't get dinged by taxes. I think that's the question. And it's a duplex. So what she means is, if a seller wants, say, $1 million for the duplex, and if you give them cash, they're going to have to pay taxes on that $1 million. And capital gains is what it's called, capital gains taxes. And they can typically be pretty hefty as far as like the percentage of how much Uncle Sam will take. I'm not a CPA. Disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, we're not CPAs, attorneys, or financial advisors. Definitely go seek out your research. But typically the way we would mitigate that for a seller is by suggesting something creative, right? Like seller finance can mitigate the capital gains. And that's, for the most part, it's more common than you think, Michelle. A lot of sellers who are concerned about, capital gains will be receptive to doing something creative like seller finance if it's owned free and clear. Or you can do, if there's an existing debt on there, you could try doing a subject to and taking over the loan and just paying them their equity. So there's tons of different things you can do in order to mitigate that capital gains instead of giving them cash. But that would be a conversation you have to get started with the seller, unless the seller already knows. Hey, love it.
Hey, we do it so often that we just made it right now.
Did we spell attorneys right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, I had to do it. I didn't mean to take away from your thing.
All good. All good.
Now we got a banner.
Diving with Dylan. I'm new here. Do you guys ever invest in mobile home parks? KJ.
Hello, welcome to the club. No. Not right now.
Yeah, but we know people that do. So
Yeah.
if you've got one and it's a good one, we can help you move it. But no, we don't.
We
That's
are.
not what we want.
We're staying focused.
Apartments only.
One thing at a time. Get really good at it, then we'll branch off. Because there's money to be made. Baby number 2 next Christmas.
No.
Like there's potential, and if that's your niche, go for it. That is just not what we're focused on right now. So we have to stay laser focused in order to achieve our goals. But I know it makes good money and it's good opportunity. So shoot for it if you want. And I think Joseph said we might have buyers for him too. So it's just not personally what we do right now. Oh, thank you, Eddie.
Sorry if I butcher your name, bro. Jagedish. Can you paint a picture from your perspective on why multifamily is more appetizing compared to single family homes, please? Who wants to take this one? This is a loaded question.
Yeah, it's a loaded question.
I was like, I think we could all preach on this one.
I'll keep it short and sweet. Let me put it this way. Would you rather have 50 single family homes with different addresses, possibly in different states, at bare minimum, different counties, different property managers, multiple hours between the properties, possibly, all these things that you have to do, different taxes that you have to pay? Or would you rather have one 50 unit apartment and have one property address, one set of taxes, one set of insurance, one property manager, all at one place. That's the simple version, right? But a multifamily is scalable, and it's because of that it's scalable. It's much harder to create a automated operation with single family because it's much more expensive and the cost of resources to get to all those places and to actually oversee everything with success or efficiency is much harder than to do it all at one centrally located place.
You know what I told Joseph today? I said, you know how it's the freeze, right? We're in Houston. So, like, everybody's pipes burst and whatever. I'm like, can you imagine anything goes wrong, like a big ticket item, there goes your cash flow for the entire year. Like, are you just working for free? Like, are you holding this property and dealing with all that stress for free? So, like, with multifamily, like, you could raise the rents at your single family, right? $50, $100. That's it. You can do that on a 50 unit times 50. Like, you can make money. You can make
Here, we'll show why it's appealing.
The $1 million
real quick.
math.
Yeah,
Say it's a 50 unit, and we're
Gardish,
going.
once you see the math, you cannot unsee it, bro. You just can't.
Wait. Speak out loud. Share your thoughts.
I was just gonna say the number. Okay, so let's say it's a 50 unit property. We'll go at $50, and we'll do that 12 months out of the year. It's $30,000 in extra annual income, and let's say it's at a 5 cap. You just made an extra $600,000. Now, if you did that for a single family, you're only making 50 times 12. All right, 50 times 12. You just made an extra $600, and however much $600 in value you can do. So you make it's much different. I mean, that math is crazy. The math is crazy. $600,000 for adding $50 to every unit.
That's why multifamily is where it's at.
All right, let's do the next one.
Okay.
Marcia, as a real estate agent, can I source deals in my state direct to seller as long as it's not on LoopNet or Corexy? Sure. I mean, you can definitely source, direct to seller leads. It doesn't have to be on LoopNet or Corexy. I think there's a few people that pull list in multifamily and they source their leads direct to seller. It's possible. We specifically just focus on market or off market, but with brokers. That's how we source our deals. So we're not doing anything direct to seller unless someone brings us a direct to seller lead. Then we'll definitely look at it. But our sourcing comes from brokers. And yes, you can do direct to seller. The answer is yes, you could. I don't know what you mean by this, Jagadish. What is running for? Just elaborate.
I don't know. Add another question and maybe elaborate on that.
Okay. Henry, what is a good cap rate for class A, B, and C? Oh, that's the underwriting question for Joseph.
It depends what your market is. The general rule of thumb, class A, you want to be somewhere between 4 and 5%. Class B, somewhere between 5 and 6%. Class C, 5.5 to 7%. But the lower number is where it should be sold at in great condition. And the higher percentage is where you should buy it at. Seller finance. That's the answer. What is the plan for 2023 recession? So many bridge loans due, and seller who needs to sell. What's the game plan? Seller finance, creative finance, all the things that we learn in Pace's group, as well as what we're learning and by taking over assumable loans and bringing in cash. I mean, people are going to have to sell for discounted rates. That's just the truth. That's what's going to happen. And either they do that or they sell it creatively. We lost your audio. I think you muted if you're talking to us.
Yeah, my bad. 59 people, and it's now at about 92 people. All right. AK Free Mama.
I love y'all's names.
Yeah, I know. Hilarious.
Share with us how to raise capital for multifamily. I have an opportunity to buy someone's smaller portfolio, 3 4-plexes and 1 7-plex, but I don't have any capital yet.
I got you. Hang on, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you would like to invest in somebody's deal and make a return on it as an LP.
Or maybe even a partnership, because it is a smaller 4-plex and 7-plex.
Yeah, put a 1 in the chat if you guys would want to invest in something. I don't see any ones in the chat. I know there's investors. Look,
Oh, there we
go.
go.
Now the ones are coming. There you go, AK Free Mama. There's 4 people right there. Dana Holland, Henry, Haley Holmes, Mark Presswood. Network with people in rooms. That's what you do. You just start talking to people. Say, hey, I've got this deal. These are the returns on it. This is what we can do with it. Here's the business plan. You know, I'd love to bring you on as part of it.
Post what you're doing.
Start talking to people.
AK, if the deal is good, the money will come. Make sure that deal is good. Get it checked out by any underwriter in here as well.
And real quick, Kalisha says that she missed the cap rate. For Class A, 4 to 5%. Class B, 5 to 6%. Class C, 5.5 to 7%. And that's
our market.
That's our markets. Yeah,
It
but it's
could be
also
different.
a general rule of thumb. That's not for every single market. You still need to go do your research, figure out what market cap rates are in that specific market. That's just what our market is, and it's a general guideline for major markets.
Yep.
All right, go ahead, Oscar.
Are you good? This is my last question, and then I'm going to hop off and let you guys take over, okay?
Okay.
All right. Ashley, do you guys only buy creative deals, or who do you use for financing? Oh, this is a question for KJ and Joseph. What do we buy, KJ? And then Joseph, who do we use for financing?
Everything. If the numbers work, we'll find a way to make it happen.
Yeah, we buy good deals. If there's an opportunity for a good deal and we can structure it in a way that makes sense, we'll buy it. And that's apartments. We're not talking about hotels or extended stay motels or mobile home parks or self-storage, specifically apartments. That's what we're talking about. And who do we use for financing? I don't necessarily want to put their info out, but if you want to, I guess, reach out to me and you have a deal, then I can put you together. But if you don't have a deal that you're talking about or actively working on, I'm not going to just blow them up with people that maybe aren't serious. If I'm going to present my people and my lenders, I want to send them serious people only. So,
Action takers.
Yeah.
Bring us your problems. We'll help you solve them.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, guys. I've got to hop off. Thank you so much, everyone. KJ and Joseph are going to take over. I have some family over, so I'm going to spend time with them. And guys, I will catch you next time. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, Oscar.
All righty. All right. So we're only at 8:10 p.m. on the comments. So we're going to go through this pretty quickly because I want to make sure we get to everybody's questions. So when we say units, yes, we are talking about doors. That's the number of doors. Okay.
I'm sad the background went away.
Dante says there are a ton of commercial brokers in my market in Jackson, Florida. Do you guys choose a broker carefully or just call them all? How do you find them other than LoopNet or Crexy? This is a KJ question.
Call them all. Find out who's actually doing business, because you're going to find people who are lazy or who don't answer the phone or who aren't actually doing deals. And you also want to find the people that you vibe with. So I would call them, see who it is that you like to work with that mesh with your personality, and then, build those relationships. You only need like a handful. So, how do you find them other than LoopNet and Crexy? I found all mine on LoopNet, but you can go to meetups, talk to lenders, talk to property management companies. Like, all of these people kind of intertwine together and they all know each other. So just get involved in the multifamily space and just talk to people, and somebody's going to know somebody to connect you. So that's the best way.
Definitely. And I got another one for you. Diving with Dylan.
brokers. We're finding deals through brokers. Okay, next question.
Okay. Angie says, how would you start to underwrite 12 properties with 1,682 units in total and all loans are assumable? The general partners and LPs are not getting along and the GP stopped paying on the loans. So you have to do it one by one.
Sounds like the properties we're looking at.
And we might actually already be working on these properties, to be honest with you, but you do it one by one. That's the nitty gritty. You have to go in there and make sure each one of them works one by one. And it also depends on your buying strategy. If you're looking to buy all of them, then you can put all of them together on one analyzer and see if it works out that way at the price that they're asking. Or you can do them all individually and figure out which ones that you do want and don't want. But I would suggest doing them all individually in the first place and trying to figure that out. And the fact that you said the general partners have stopped paying on the loans, that's a red flag, because if you're going to assume them, you're going to have to make up all of those back taxes and the arrears as well on that. So definitely look further into it if you're going to pursue it, but it's a lot of work. You got to go through and individually do every single one. There's no shortcuts around it.
If there is, we just don't know.
Yeah, if you find a shortcut, let me know, because I do them all one by one. Okay. Coming to you from the gym, from Guillermo. Way to go, bro. Leha, how did you balance switching over from single family to multifamily?
We're still doing both.
We're still doing both. Yeah.
I've been stressed about one deal for a week straight now, and I've been working on it all day today. So still doing both until we get more deals. But that's the beauty of multifamily, and the transparency and honesty is that you don't get paid right away. You get paid in it takes a long time. You put in a lot of work. It's like going to the gym. Like every single day you're gonna work out and you're not gonna see anything and you're gonna be annoyed and you're like, why am I doing this? But then maybe like 3 months from now, then you're like, hey, maybe I got somewhere. Like now I'm starting to see some results, but like it's not gonna happen right away. That's the hard part.
So the answer is trial and error.
Yes, and we're still doing both. So we haven't completely switched over. I would love to, but not yet.
You got bills to pay.
Yeah.
Okay. Key City Lending says, how do you guys determine in what to pay a wholesaler for a deal they bring you? I think that's you.
I was like, do they want to hear me preach?
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe not. We might be here for the rest of the 25 minutes on this question.
No, I'm going to be like, what did you do? Did you just email me financials that are wrong financials? Or like, did you underwrite the deal before bringing it to me? Did you already get information on like if there's assumable loan, seller finance? Like, did you get everything that I would ask for already ready to go? Do you have direct access to the broker or seller? So that way I'm not having to jump hoops. The more stress and hurdles you put on me, the sooner I'm going to blacklist you. Like there's this one person, like I'm to the point where like any deal they send me, I just don't even care to look anymore, because like it like that will ruin your reputation. So it depends on what you do, what value you bring, what action you're taking. Like if you're just trying to be lazy and I'm just gonna email it to you and then you do everything, then I'm gonna be like, what? I'm gonna pay you maybe a referral fee. I don't know. Depends. You got to earn your pay. You don't just get paid for doing nothing around here.
Yeah.
Not in our world.
The best thing you can do is learn the steps of the process yourself and then try and explain or compare that to what they're asking. It's like if we're only going to pay ourselves 1 to 3% of an acquisition fee and the wholesaler is asking 3% for just emailing you something, that doesn't make sense. I mean, more than likely what we do is they just get a flat fee. They just get a straight up flat fee. And it's not $300,000 or some crazy out of the park number. It's probably going to be like 10, 15K maybe, you know, it
Depends on the underwriting, the price of the deal,
yeah,
and
everything
everything.
depends on each deal differently. Karen says, how do you know if a state is landlord friendly? Is there a list? You Google it. Yeah, you Google tenant and landlord laws in that state, and some states will have difference of opinions or different laws between each counties. Like I know one, for example, is Iowa. Some counties are landlord friendly and some are not landlord friendly. You just have to do your research in whatever market it is that you're looking at. And if you Google it, you'll basically be able to find all that information. AKA Free Mama's looking for private money, guys. And Michelle, what's up, Michelle? We love you. Hard action taker over here. Let's see. Agent Giselle says, quick question. Bad credit, can't qualify for a traditional mortgage, but selling a home with 100K in equity. First off, it sounds like single family. We don't do single family on this live, but I will answer your question. I would seller finance it, or take that 100K and dump it into an apartment building. That's what I would do. Either seller finance it, or yeah, I mean, you'd have to know specifically about the situation. So if you'd like, you can reach out to us.
Yeah, we can help you on this side with this.
There is KJ's handle. Mine is the same thing, my name with an underscore at the end. If you want to ask us, just reach out to us. Alexis. Ooh, a good question. What happens if you date and get a deal? Do you form an LLC? That's a good question. Nobody ever asked that. They just asked the first part, and then what happens, right? Yeah. So when we say date, I would use, if I were in the dating period, what I would do is I would use my own LLC, right? I would not go and right away create an LLC with this person. I would have my own LLC. And then when we do have the deal, you are going, for every property that we close on and contract and move forward on, we create a new set of LLCs, every single property. So when that time comes around and you're closing on the deal, you will create a new LLC no matter what. But instead of having a joint LLC together with that person, y'all will each add your individual LLCs in that property LLC. And that's what you would do. And so it
for me.
I know, I'm sorry, but that's what you would do. You wouldn't go and create an LLC together, a team LLC. You would have your own separate ones. And then when you're creating the GP table to divide the money, divide the roles and responsibility and the percentages, you create that table, and those LLCs get, they're the owners of the property LLC.
I think this is another YouTube.
Yeah, that could be a whole YouTube question right there.
And then I was like, maybe I should make a YouTube of like, if you're a wholesaler, this is what you should do when trying to wholesale multifamily.
You should write that down.
Write
both of those.
You're right.
There you go. Two more ideas.
Coming up with ideas. I'm gonna write this down. Oh, I have so many papers.
Okay, Gregory, are there any current issues that need to be focused on as you manage your properties? What is most important? Yeah, you're going to run into issues all day. Definitely, especially early on when you're trying to figure things out. Right now in one property, we have a tenant that was not paying their rent before. And that same tenant had a leaky tub. And every time they took a shower or used the bathtub, it got water all over their carpet and soaked the carpet. So we are currently dealing with the property management to rectify that situation. So either he pays this month or he gets out. It's one of the two. He's either going to pay or he's evicted, and we've already patched the tub. So it's kind of, you just take them as they come. There are going to be issues that come up all the time, and you just have to address them in a timely manner and as soon as possible. And the biggest thing that would help is making sure you have a really good property management company. And you do that by vetting and talking to a bunch of different property management companies in your due diligence process to make sure that you have the best team that you can get. So choosing a property management company is super important because they're going to handle all that stuff. You just oversee them. Okay, let's see. I am in the Elephant Challenge, Los Angeles and Nashville, calling brokers, sellers, and just being consistent with it. Would have yet to find any leads as of yet. What do you suggest I do? So maybe you're not calling the right people. We personally don't do direct to seller. It's not our strategy, so I can't speak on that. I know that's what Pace was telling everyone to do, but it's just not what we're doing, and we're having a lot of success with brokers. So how many calls did you have to make to find your handful of brokers that you currently?
Me and Carolyn called over 600.
That's
It took them over like a month and a half, 2 months of calling 30 brokers every single day.
yeah. So don't get discouraged. It takes time. The results didn't show up until like 3 months down the road, is maybe even 4 months down the road.
Yeah.
So
And you're not going to get paid for a very long time. So all this work that you're doing, just remember that you're building right now. You're building, and you're not going to get paid for a long time.
yeah. So don't get discouraged. Stay consistent and keep on pushing. I mean, that's really all you can do. You just got to keep doing it until you get that unicorn that starts working. That's really it. Casa Blue home buyers. If this is Jesse, I will definitely, talk to you more about this one. If it's not Jesse, then I've already seen this one.
Yeah, I was like,
And
I think I've seen it too.
Yeah, and I think we've actually seen it before Jesse as well. So this one's been going around for quite a while. I just don't know what the name of it is just yet, but we've already seen and have heard of this one. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Kalisha Carter. What is the approach when raising capital for deals? I think you should talk about this one. You had a really good call the other day.
You can't be posting about it.
What do you mean, though? Explain a little bit more.
Well, I'm still learning.
Okay. Well,
I'm still learning.
You can't say that you're raising capital for a deal. You can't post that stuff on social. I would recommend that you don't post anything about raising capital at all. If anything, if you're going to post anything about that, you would just say, hey, I've got this deal. Reach out to me if you'd like to learn more about the opportunity. That's like to the limit of what you can ask. Right?
Yeah, it's so... I think it's dumb, to be honest.
Well,
But we didn't make the rules.
It's to make sure that people aren't out there, like taking advantage of, little old grandma that's got this much of her 401k and she's like, ooh, I could put that to work, and then, gets into a bad deal. That's the reason that they do that.
I guess that makes sense. So
where's that disclaimer button? There you go. Disclaimer. Talk to a CPA, talk to an attorney, specifically a securities attorney. They can give you more information about that. Depending on which syndication you're doing, some of them, there's one that allows you to market and advertise, but only for accredited investors. So do your research, and I would just be cautious of posting anything on social media asking for that. The best way is just to have a conversation, whether it's over the phone, in a chat room like this. Definitely the best way is over the phone or in person. Like, just if you reaching out and say, hey, I've got this deal. Here's my number if anybody wants to find out more about it. That's really the best thing you could do. In person, you can do a lot more than that, though. Like, you're having a conversation face to face. That's the easiest way to do it. So I recommend going out to meetups and different events, real estate events. Even if it's not real estate, maybe go to a doctor's convention, or what am I thinking of? Like a pharmaceutical convention where all these people have a bunch of money, right? And they're already investing in other things. Maybe they'd like to park it in something more secure, like a real estate asset.
Well, I think it's like doing what we're doing. Posting is super important. Post what you're doing, because the most important thing is the fact that they're investing in you. Yes, the deal is important, but like for me, I see some people who are leading multifamily stuff, but I'm like, I don't know if they actually know what they're doing, and I would be scared to put my money in their deal because it's like, I don't know. Basically, they need to trust in you. They need to know that you know what you're doing, right? Because who's gonna go invest $500,000 in a deal when they've never seen you do multifamily, or they don't even know that you're talking about it? So for me, it's like I'm talking about what I'm doing all the time, and I tell people, did you know that you can, get returns and own multifamily and do it all without actually doing it all? I was like, if you have money to invest, you can invest in deals with people like us, or like any other people who have multifamily deals. Like if you're a W-2 person and you've got a 401k or an IRA or savings and things like that. So like a lot of people don't know that's an opportunity. So when I'm talking, I'm just sharing this with people. I'm not saying, hey, you need to come and invest with me, but I'm saying, did you know that you can do this? Because I'm mind blown that you could do that. I was like, I wish I was older. Well, I'm not going to change how things are, but I'm like, I wish that I had the money to be an LP rather than doing the GP. But I know it's good that we're learning the GP side. So then that way, when we do become an LP one day, like I'll know whether or not they know what they're doing, especially when you're putting your money in with people. So I think sharing that is a huge way to like pique people's interest. It's like you can literally own multifamily, get all the benefits of owning multifamily, get to say, hey, I own this many units, and you literally a passive investor making way more better returns than you would in your 401 right now. So that's my approach.
Yeah, just talk to people. That's really it. You just talk to people. I mean, we have a bunch of friends now. They're our friends now. We've made a relationship with them. They're our friends. They're like, hey guys, I'm super excited. I'm ready for y'all to get the next deal. I can't wait to invest with y'all. You know what I mean? It's that type of relationship where we're not even really having to ask them. We did in the beginning, but now they're just like, I can't wait to do the next one. Let's do it again, right? Let's do another one. I got more money, right? So you just need to establish that relationship. Best advice. Okay, Brian Camp. How close does the quick back of the napkin underwriting have to be to the whisper price to do a deeper dive and spend the time doing a full underwriting? It's really up to you. It's really up to you because you're essentially deciding, do I need to spend more time on this, right? If it's a cash deal, I would really want their price to be really close. If there's a creative solution, then there's a lot more wiggle room or room for error, right? So it's really relative. It's up to you. It totally is. I never want to give like a percentage or a number to it because it is totally relative, because all you're doing is trying to figure out, okay, should I spend more time on this? And more often than not, especially with this market right now, even though let's say that whisper price is 8 million and your napkin underwriting comes right at 8 million, right? Well, your price, your actual offer price after doing the underwriting, especially if it's a cash deal, might be like 6 million. It's going to be lower just because of the market right now. Cap rates haven't caught up with the interest rates and what's going on right now. So it's really relative to you. I would say if it's less than 10 million, I wouldn't go maybe 2 or 3 million off. If it's, more than that, use your best judgment. If it's like 15 and my napkin's at maybe 12, I might think about it, but I really want to see it as close as possible that we can get to it.
We have a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay. Let's see if we could speed.
And we only got 10 minutes, so.
Hey, I don't mind staying on a little longer. Look how many people are on.
Okay, we got 20 minutes.
Like, if we give y'all some more, will y'all love us? Like, okay, let's see. Hold on. Okay, we'll see how fast we can go.
Just do that one.
Okay. What are other ways to add value to your team in addition to investing the money?
Bring a deal. Boots on the ground.
Oh, I was like, to our team specifically or to your team?
He says to your team.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so invest, bring a deal, be a boots on the ground, be a key principal. If you have the net worth, that's always a value. Be a key principal, someone that can sign on the loan. Yeah, that's really it. I mean, maybe help make connections and bring other people, help raise capital. If you know a lot of people that have money, you know, hey, I know these people that are doing great things. That's another way.
Okay. So it's private money, not institutional money.
I maybe elaborate a little bit more on your question.
That was when Oscar left. That was a while ago.
So
I don't know.
if you're talking about raising capital for deals, we raise that from directly from people. So it technically is private money. We don't really use bank funds unless it's to get a loan for property.
Oh no, did I lose my spot? Oh no. Okay, there we go.
This is what happens when we leave KJ on the comments.
How do we reach you, Joseph?
Here is my.
I was like, should we make like a streamline?
Does it show my name?
No.
Oh, there you go. That's my Instagram. This is KJ's Instagram. That's the easiest way.
Should I? I'll make a little banner. There goes our background. Okay. Know a lender in Colorado Springs that can help us with a HELOC for a super good rate on our rental.
Sounds like single family.
Well, message us.
Yeah, reach out to one of us. Reach out to KJ. You see her name right there.
Let's see. Or maybe they were talking in the chat. I don't know. What market are you currently working? Texas markets.
And Tennessee.
Yeah, we have
a boots on the ground in Tennessee, so we have a deal there. But we also have boots on the ground in Arizona and Florida and Georgia, all the Southeast up to the Carolinas, and Oklahoma.
What's assumable loan?
It's a loan that you can assume.
You can take over it.
Yeah, I mean, don't overthink it, guys. Really, like a lot of this stuff is scary because it's new, but really don't overthink it. It's literally that. It's a loan that's already in place that has an option for somebody else to assume the loan as the new lien holder, like not the lien holder, the signee. I don't know what the actual word is. I'm sorry, I'm not very correct.
It's like, yeah,
you can now take over that loan and sign on the new loan document, but it's the same terms, the same interest rate, it's everything the same. It's not a sub 2 because you are technically getting the new loan, but you're getting the new loan exactly the same as what they already have. Same end date, same interest only period, same interest, same terms. Everything's the same.
It's like, if we can do it, anybody can do it. Yeah. Like Angie said, I had a wholesaler lie and say they were direct to broker and they wanted a 3%
pass.
Fee. I'd be like,
pass. Move on to the next one.
Julie said, am I counting the hours? Actually, I texted my friend.
She's counting the seconds.
I was like, I'm 35 weeks tomorrow. My friend had her baby at 37 weeks. That's 2 weeks. What if the baby comes in 2 weeks? Oh my God. And my sister had a baby like 3 days ago.
Keep going.
Okay.
Do that one.
Which one?
Marine.
Okay.
This is talking about the assumable loan. Yes, you do have to qualify for the loan still. So either you, your partners, or you bring in a key principal or sponsor to sign on the loan. So whatever the loan amount is, you have to have net worth equal to or greater than that loan.
What steps did you take to learn underwriting, Joseph?
We paid for it.
Yep.
We paid for it. We paid collectively. Our team has paid over $100,000 to learn all the stuff that we give to y'all for free.
So hit that like and subscribe button, please.
Yeah. And we're planning to do a underwriting Zoom probably next month.
We got to do it before this baby comes.
Yeah, so mid next month, maybe early next month.
Soon. Okay.
Yeah, we're planning to do a Zoom that goes through all of the steps, everything that I do in underwriting.
KJ or Joseph, can I DM a potential deal that's under 40 units? If you want for us to buy, it has to be creative.
Yeah, if it's not creative, we're not going to buy it if it's smaller than 40 units. Honestly, our buy box is 100 units because that's what makes the most sense for us. If it's creative, we'll look at it. But, I mean, you can send it, and I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions to vet the deal. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you can send it. We may know a buyer, but we won't be your buyer.
Joshua says.
Do you all create your LLC via PCS? So far, yes. I think on this new deal, we're going to use an attorney, but so far, yes. All our stuff is through PCS. They're awesome. But
Their tax sucks.
yeah, don't pay them for taxes. It's a joke.
That's just been our experience. Disclaimer. That is a personal opinion.
It's because they third party that.
Yes. Billy.
Okay. Are you guys leveraging business credit to fund real estate or just other people's money?
OPM.
Yeah, we're building our business credit, but OPM just works amazing.
Yeah, we always use OPM, other people's money, as much as we can.
I see you guys having lots of conversations. I
That's
love
awesome.
it. I
We
know.
love it. We love it. Oh, it is Jesse. I see. Okay.
Oh, nice. Running T4. I don't know what that means.
That just means that they don't have more than 4 months of income and expenses. So they're saying it's an ongoing. This is the ongoing. It has not been finalized. This is the ongoing trailing 4 months of income and expenses.
I really like this question. How do you stay motivated and fired up after months and months of
good
pounding
question.
the pavement with nothing to show for it? Honestly,
God.
yeah, that is a good answer. Yeah, God. God is the number one. Like, we could not get through anything that we have or have gone through without God. I mean, the single family deal I've been working on, I literally been praying to him. I was like, Lord, I need you. I was like, oh, but also finding your passion, I think is super important. Because when we were doing single family, dude, like trying to get me to get up and want to work is just, it was hard. But then multifamily, I can see the end in sight. Set your goals, have a plan. I think when you have a plan and your goals and you know that you're working towards something, then it's like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. I have a deadline. I think if you're not having a plan or a goal, then it's like, when are you ever going to hit that mark when there is no mark to hit? So it's literally going to feel like you're constantly going somewhere with nowhere to go. And I think it really is a test of your patience, a test of your grit, of your determination. It's literally like you are building yourself up. You are like building all the characteristics you need to be that billionaire or millionaire that you need to be. So it's gonna be hard. I'm telling you, I cry all the time.
I can confirm.
I have my days where I'm like, should I go get a job? Like, am I doing this right? Like, are we actually gonna make it? Like, these are thoughts that go through my head all the time. So like it comes back to God, like having trust and faith in him and knowing that like we would not be where we are without him. And I'm like, you know what, if God has a plan for us, why would he have brought us this far for me to just go backwards? So it's like, I don't know, I'm gonna start preaching, but all of those things combined, you have to have the mentality of knowing that like this is not going to happen overnight. So you have to prepare yourself mentally and just get around the right people. Because if you're like, our team pushes me every day. I think it would be hard if we didn't have our team. Like if it's just us two, it's like, he want to be lazy.
Watch that thumb, guys. Man, I'm about to lose an eye over here.
It's like, if
next time you'll see me have an eye patch.
Stop. If he want to be lazy, then I'm like, oh, maybe I want to be lazy, and then vice versa. So it's like when you have other people to hold you accountable and push you to, it's like, okay, we got to step it up. And it's also, how bad do you want it to? So it's like all of the above.
Yeah. So to sum it up, God, good team. What was the other one you said?
You weren't even listening.
Well, you just said it. Kind of threw that one in there. What was the third one?
I don't remember.
So you weren't even listening. Oh,
the
man.
Pregnancy brain. I blame it on that. I don't know. I was preaching.
Okay, so we're gonna just say it was two things then.
That's why I said all of the above.
But yeah, there was three. I know she said three. Damn it. Sorry, guys.
That's literally why I said all of the above, to avoid recapping.
Oh, passion. There you go.
Okay, yeah.
A passion. You find something you really truly are passionate about and really want to do, and use that drive. I mean, you need to have a why. You really need to have a why. And that's why we're doing it, is because we want to break that generational curse like everybody else. And we're tired of not being secured just in everything that we have. We want to be secured and not have to worry about it and grind every single day. Like, yeah, we enjoy the journey, but I would like to be able to just sit back and relax for a day. But that does not happen because we know we have a goal to hit and multiple goals to hit.
And he's got a bougie wife.
Yeah.
Or I want to be bougie. I want to be. I'm not yet, but I want to be. So I got to work for it. Okay. Anyways.
Sure. Okay. Tiger says, did you use a sponsor on your first deal? How about the second and third? Yes, we did use a sponsor on the first deal. We are partnered up with our first deal partnered up with a mentor. Our second deal, we're also partnered up with a mentor. Both of those deals, we did not necessarily need a sponsor because they are seller finance deals. So there was no loan involved other than the seller giving it. Wait, don't keep going.
I was just looking.
I know, but wait.
Oh my gosh.
You're going to make me lose my place. Sorry. Both of those deals are seller finance. So we didn't have to go get a loan or sponsor. Sponsors when you're getting a loan. But we brought them in and wanted to do the deal with them because they have experience. And we wanted to make sure that the deal went smooth with no hiccups. I mean, this is a multi-million-dollar deal here, right? I don't want to do something down the road and completely screw it up. And that's how we did the first two deals. At our current point, we definitely know a lot more than when we started. So I feel very confident in just taking a deal down ourselves, and we plan to. If we had to get a sponsor, we would, but we wouldn't give up a lot of control because we do have that experience now. We do know what we're doing. We have the experience of two deals now in our belt. So we're pretty comfortable managing it and running the deal ourselves. But if we have to get a sponsor because we don't have the net worth, absolutely, we will. And that sponsor would earn a percentage in the deal for signing on the loan. And the thing I didn't want to pass was this. Julie says, invest your Roth for even better tax-free returns. Philip says, self-directed Roth/IRA is the best for tax-free on gain. And I just wanted to say, hang on, disclaimer. I just wanted to say that's absolutely true. That's what we are going to do as well. I have an IRA, but I'm going to take all that money and dump it out of that IRA and put it into a self-directed IRA so I can put that money, I can put it into our own deals so I can get paid on the GP side and the LP side. So we're getting paid twice. So if you're thinking about investing, I would not just use it out of your bank account or something like that. Put it into an account that's a vehicle for that tax-free gains.
Where did we go? I missed it.
Hang on.
Okay.
All right, we're right here. Like the video, guys.
Oh, we love y'all.
What's the minimum and maximum amount of units? If it's cash, 100 is the minimum. If it's a creative deal, 40 is our ideal minimum. If it's a really, really good creative deal, then maybe we'll think about lower. But that's really the two minimums. If it's less than that, we probably would just give it to somebody else, wholesale it off to somebody else. We do not have a maximum. There is no maximum. The only maximum that we would have is the price, really, is how much do we have to bring to the table and how much of a loan do we have to sign for. Those would be the only maximums that we would consider. As far as unit counts goes, if we can do the deal, I don't care. I want them as many units as I can in one deal. That would be amazing.
Doesn't the assumable loan take longer because you go through the bank?
Yes. Minimum, assume 90 days close as a minimum for the assumable loan. If it's a HUD loan, it could be 6 months. Sorry, it'd be a 6-month close.
Jose got it right.
They started at 50 and now searching for 100, no max.
This is what I say. If it's a deal, the money will come.
Absolutely.
Yep. Preach it. I'm new to REI and a full-time W-2, so my immediate bills getting paid paycheck to paycheck. Would multifamily be best to focus on first before single family since I have more stability to sustain the delayed payoff?
It's your goals. What do you want to do?
What are your intentions?
Yeah, you really have to look inward on what you want to do. People always say, and like, I don't want to say always, but a lot of people say that you need to do single family first and then move from single family to small multifamily. And then from there, build up to larger multifamily. You don't have to do any of that. You can, KJ and I, we don't even own a house. We rent this house, but we have 2 apartment complexes that we own. So it's really up to you. It's what are your goals and how do you want to get there? My personal opinion, if I was you and I had a W-2, I would be spending my spare time trying to find a deal to bring to somebody that can take over that deal, and then I can retain some equity position in that deal. That's what I would like to do. Since the W-2 is paying your bills and you have financial support or a structure or comfortability that you don't have to grind every single day, then that's what I would do. But I don't want to do single family. It was never my passion to do single family. We always wanted to get into multifamily.
Yeah. So it depends on what you want. What do you want to own? What do you see yourself doing? Just take time to think about that and then make your decision based off of that. And I always say, pray to God. God will give you lots of answers. Do you work with investors individually in each property? If so, how would one see details?
Reach out to us. The way we present it is we do multiple conversations, consistent conversations. We're always looking for more opportunities of different people to make connections with. We have conversations regularly, and just like, being personable, meeting people, right? And then when the time comes and we do have a property, we send out messages to all these people who have said they wanted to invest with us. And we go to them first and we present the deal. We put together a slide deck, which is just a presentation of the deal. It'll have the address, the quick high level financials on the deal, the business plan, information about the location and the area, everything you would need to know to want to invest in the deal. We'll put that together in a presentation and do the pitch to you. We'll present the deal and then ask for the call to action, how much you're going to put down. We're looking for this much total. How much do you want to invest?
Yeah,
and then we're going to follow up with you.
Yeah, I was like, we want our investors to feel comfortable and knowledgeable in what they're investing in. Obviously, first off, if we screw up, then nobody's going to want to invest with us. So that's why Joseph's always very conservative with his underwriting and then gets it double checked. And we always have an exit plan and a business plan as to how we're going to execute things. And we have learned a lot. And so we also want to educate our investors too. That way they understand what they're investing in. So we don't like just to be like, hey, we're going to take your money and then that's it.
Yeah. And we always try to under promise and over deliver, because we want them to feel like, dang, I just got the best deal here. I got even more returns than what they told me I was going to get. So we want our investors to keep coming back. We want them to, ideally, we'd like to give money back between 3 and 5 years. And then return get all of their money back. That's the goal. It doesn't happen in every property, but that is the goal. And then after that, instead of kicking them out of the deal, we would just change the structure to keep them on, and they're now making passive income at infinite returns until we sell the property. That is our structure of how we try to do it.
Michelle said we have way more than 46 people. Hit that like button.
Love you, Michelle.
I know. Thank you. I think the bank could raise the interest rate when you assume the loan, correct? I don't know.
As far as I'm aware, that is not correct.
I think that defeats the purpose.
Yeah, when you're assuming the loan, you are taking over the terms that are in place. Now, if it's a floating interest rate, then yeah, the interest rate will change. But I don't want to take over anything that's a floating rate, because that defeats the purpose. The reason that an assumable loan is attractive is to retain that low interest rate. that's the reason people are doing assumable loans. That's the only good thing about it, is to keep the interest rate and the terms that are already in place. Otherwise, you might as well just go get another loan, a totally new loan.
Yeah. But I don't know. Remember, disclaimer. I would double check, but because we haven't gone through that yet. But I think this next deal we're going to close, we're going to.
Yeah, next one is assumable loan.
So we're going to learn. Kalisha. Yeah, we love PCS for everything else they do, but we learn in the hard way. Do you start the LLC process before you even start escrow? No.
You start it during.
Or simultaneously.
Yeah, simultaneously.
Did I say that
In
right?
yeah, you did. In your due diligence period. So before, for us, we like to have all our ducks in a row. So before we sign a contract, and every smart investor should, before you sign a contract, you consult your attorney and have them draft the contract with you and with the seller. So you get your attorneys involved at the same time that once the LOI is accepted and you're moving into the PSA signing stage, that's when you get an attorney involved and have them handle that and coordinate with them.
I told my team, our team, that with this next contract, I want the attorney to sit down with me, and I literally want to know what he's thinking in his head when he's going over the contract, because the last deal we got is very intimidating, a lot of words and things you don't understand. So I'm like, I want to know this stuff. I want to know it just as well as he does. I want to know what I'm signing everything for. I want to understand how it works. And I'm like, if we're paying him, he should be able to sit down and explain this to me. So I'll let you know how that goes and what I learn. Let's see. I love everyone saying they love the honesty. That's one of our core values. Transparency, honesty. There's two more that we always talk about. I can't remember. It's late, guys. I know we got them.
You skipped this one.
Oh, I did. Okay.
Renee says, would y'all hire VA to do outreach if you have a 9-to-5, or what is the best thing to do with limited time? Personally, we had the opportunity to have a VA and we decided not to. One, because that would be a lot of training involved, and most VAs, not every VA, most VAs don't necessarily have the language capacity to hold a high level conversation like that and get past the gatekeepers, the brokers, and it may work with sellers, I don't know, but we're not doing direct to seller. So it's really up to you. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it would take a lot of training to get them to a point where they can have that high level conversation and understand everything that they're going to be asked in a broker call. And a lot of times it's easier to just have that conversation yourselves, get the broker, and then
even with the direct to seller too, is like you're dealing with higher level sellers.
Yeah. Well, I agree, but we don't do that, so I wasn't speaking on that.
I know, but like that's what you would want a VA to do. I would not want them to call brokers. That's just going to ruin relationships. Imagine being a broker and a VA calls you. I would not.
Yeah, it's a sticky situation, right? You have to really make that decision on yourself. If they understand real estate at a very high level and they understand, American mannerisms and can have those conversations fluently and maybe not be discovered as a VA, then, that might be something to think about. But the common VA does not necessarily have that capability, at least not for a while, since they've been doing it for a while. I hope that makes sense. Our personal opinion is we're not doing it, not to do outreach.
Well, I'm just thinking like the time, like when you had VAs, you had to
spend a lot of time
training. A lot of time and energy, and then you're putting money into it too. Like I would just use that time you would spend on training them to do it yourself.
Absolutely.
But that's our opinions. What are your broker relations like, and how did you get there? I'm gonna read y'all what I got this morning from my broker. Kelly, Merry Christmas to you and JBM Legacy. I truly believe that God put us together to see him work in truly amazing ways that only God can do. It has been fun to watch the JBM Legacy team work so diligently the right way in evaluating, presenting, and negotiating multifamily deals that is very difficult to do in so many ways. I am proud and honored to work with you and the JBM Legacy team. We are so close on a couple of deals. This year will be very special for all of us. Thank you for believing in me. I'm out of breath.
Those are the text messages that her broker sends her. So,
That literally like made me so warm and fuzzy inside. So how did I get there? I called him, he didn't answer, so I sent him an email, and then he almost ignored me. And then he called me back for some reason, and we just hit it off. He's a Texas country guy, a grandpa that I enjoy and we connect with, and we share the same values with God and things like that. And so I really think it's important to get to know these brokers, not just, be so cutthroat about like, I want financials, this is this, like be a regular person, because these are regular people. So just be yourself and be genuine, and the right people will be attracted to you. So I'm telling you, I went through a lot of brokers. Some of them right away, I'm like, oh, this is not the person I want to talk to or work with. And you're just going to have to go through that. And it's just part of it. But literally, that's probably like the only one that I feel that way about. So 1 out of like over 600, that'll put into perspective. Yeah. But they're there.
It's a lot of work. Build relationships. Key City Lending. How much equity stake do you keep for yourself if you're the ones that are finding and structuring the deals but not investing the money? So,
okay, that's another YouTube GP table splits.
Yeah, that's a good one for YouTube. But just quickly, the answer is very complicated. So it really just depends on what your roles are, what you're going to be doing throughout the process. It's split on a table, so you have to do the negotiating between you as a general partner and all of the other general partners involved, and you have to have that negotiation and figure out who's going to be responsible for what role, who has already done what roles, and what percentage are we going to give to each of those roles. That's how you figure it out. It's a tough conversation.
It's a rude awakening.
And you're going to get much less than you think you're going to get. Let me just be straightforward. You're going to get much less than what you think you're going to get.
So here's the bitter, hard, cold truth. You're going to work for months. You're going to finally get a deal. And then guess what? You don't know anything about doing the deal. So you're going to take it to someone that does. And because you have no experience or knowledge or whatsoever, you pretty much just get a tiny little piece, like just a tiny piece of the chair that you can barely fit on. And you're just barely on the ride. That's what you get. And that's just part of it.
It's the honest truth.
And it sucks. But you getting your foot in the door, you're learning, and you're like, you know what? On to the next. When's that next deal coming? So don't get your hopes up thinking like, oh, 50-50, like it's not single family.
Let me put it this way, right? So on the first deal, this is just our share, our KJ and I share. On the first deal, we have 2%. On the second deal, we have 3%. And we're doing all the work on the second deal. The first deal, we got blessed. Like to be honest with you, like we're really not doing a lot of work on that, but we're getting to learn step by step everything that's going on. And honestly, it's a project that we would not have taken on ourselves. So it's definitely a blessing. So definitely recognize that. I just said that it's a blessing, and we have 2 and 3%. That's KJ and I share, right? The team share is 3 times that. And we did all the sourcing, and we're running the deals. That's what we did.
The team spent over $100K to learn what we know.
Yeah.
And we spend hours and hours every single day. So,
but put that in perspective, right? What's 2% of $3 million deal? It's 60,000. Okay. Let's say the deal appreciates 2 more million by the time we sell, and it'll probably be much more than that when it's all said and done. So we would get, it's 2% 5.
I don't know. You do the math.
100,000.
But you don't see that until
it's equity. But you get paid in upfront as an acquisition fee. You get asset management fee. You get distributions, and you get capital transaction fee when you refinance and sell the property, and then you get your split from selling the property. So keep that in mind. Yeah, that's the honest truth that people don't talk about, and that's definitely something you want to keep in mind. That's what we say is a long-term game. But let's say you take 10 of those properties, let's say each of them 5 million, and we have 2% on all 10 of them. Now we're at, what is 100K times 10 is what? 1 million?
We're planting seeds.
And that's just in equity. That's not including upfront. That's not including the distributions. That's not including the asset management fee or the capital transaction or the selling price. So keep that in mind. Long-term game, guys. Long-term game.
Are you the asset manager of your deal, or do you hire someone else?
We are, and it just depends on the deal. It depends on the structure of how we're doing the deal. If we are the ones that are doing the asset management, we're going to do it. If somebody else is doing the asset management, like we bring on another partner or another partner, like for example, we have that deal in Houston where we're doing all of the work to source and contract and set up the deal, and we're going to pass that off to somebody else, but we're going to retain equity in that deal for doing all of that legwork and groundwork and getting them set up to the point where all they have to do now is just manage and run the deal. So it just depends on the structure and that negotiation table and how you, or the GP table, sorry, and how you negotiate those roles and responsibilities. 7 minutes.
Okay. When someone gets you the deal, do they put it under contract and then present it to you? Please do not do that.
Don't do that. Don't get it under contract, because as soon as you go under contract, you start the due diligence period. And that's critical time that essentially you could lose. And there's a lot of things that have to get done. So we
want our attorney to draft the PSA and look over everything. Yeah. And so when someone who doesn't know multifamily, not saying you don't, but just in general, because a wholesaler has done this to us, where they brought us a deal that had 10 days to close. My question is like, who did the underwriting? How do I know that this is actually a deal? Why would I bring my money or my investors' money into a deal that like now I don't even know? Do I have time to go get a property management company and do any due diligence? Like, to me, that's a huge red flag. It could be different for different investors in this industry. I don't know. That's just my intake on it and how we see it. And I would not want to get an assigned contract. It's very different.
Multifamily, yeah.
Mm-mm. Just for that reason. Oh, people said they're gonna message me. Right, sweet, Angie.
Hey, questions.
Oh,
Q&A.
Okay, Linda, chill. When you take over the assumable loan, does it start amortizing from the time you take over?
It's already in process, right? So you're literally just taking over the same exact terms. The amortization schedule is already there. You're literally just changing the name that's on the loan. That's it.
You just change.
And then you pay a fee to assume it. It's usually like 1 or 2%, an assumption fee.
Joseph and Ione, what's the dynamic with you both when underwriting? Both do your own and match, review each other's work, or just tackle down as many as you can separately and help when needed?
The last one. We tackled that. I mean, a little bit of mix.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like it's all.
The general situation is that we have a whiteboard, and as KJ puts them in the whiteboard, we go and claim these deals for ourselves. And so we just go and change the drop-down box to our name, and we know that we're responsible for doing that underwriting. And if we have questions, we communicate with each other. Hey, will you sit down and review this one with me? I have a couple things. Maybe you can see it a different way that I do, because we still think differently. We think very similar, but differently as well. So it's good to, get a second opinion on your underwriting. And if it's a good deal and everything checks out, then we definitely review it together every time, because we want to make sure it's an actual deal.
Did you guys find your first investors and partners through Sub 2? Our team, everybody on our team is in Sub 2.
Yeah.
But I think investors is friends, family.
Yeah, friends and family.
And acquaintances all over. What do you recommend doing with your time when you have more money than time, but I don't want to be just an investor? What do you want to do? Do you want to underwrite? Do you want to call brokers? Do you want to raise capital? Because I just want to be an investor.
Yeah.
I just want to be an investor.
Yeah. I want to get to the point where we're not doing any of this. We are paying other people to do it for us.
I know.
Right?
I was like, I kind of want to switch with you then.
Maybe you should talk to us. Maybe you should reach out to us. You could pay us money to do the work for you. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's really like Kid just said it first. You know, what do you want to do? That's what is your ultimate goal, and then work backwards from that.
Yeah.
What's the best way to get to that goal? What's the quickest way there?
Because if you like underwriting, well, then that's a lot easier to do because you don't have to be within specific hours. Like Joseph he'll stay up late and underwrite and stuff. But for brokers, maybe you just have like a set hour within the day, or maybe on a Saturday or something where you call and follow up with leads and things like that. But it really depends on what you like doing and what you want to do, and then you can go from there.
Yeah, I think maybe figure out what you want to do and then reach out to me. We'll share our Instagram things at the end of this, but figure out what you want to do, like really figure that out, and then just reach out to me and I'll help you with that question.
You guys are pretty awesome for sharing what you have learned. I would be interested in investing with you. Oh, okay.
Perfect. See, that's how it's done, guys.
We raised money. Okay, Tiger, message us. So look, okay.
I don't know who you are, Tiger, so please message us
on Instagram at KJ Mudd,
and we will connect with you and have a Zoom call so we can build that relationship.
Yes. Okay, I'm looking for questions.
And while she's doing that, if y'all just heard what I said, that's critical for us. We don't want to just have a phone call. Yes, sometimes that's the easiest, quickest, but we want to have a personable relationship. We want to have a Zoom call so we can sit down and be face-to-face, right? And actually have that real conversation.
Yeah.
So that we would love to set that up. Please reach out to one of us, Tiger Woods, Tony the Tiger. They're great.
What are your upfront costs as opposed to costs that would be covered upon closing? Ooh.
There's a lot of them.
Oh, and there's a lot more risk with multifamily.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to pay those attorneys. Some of them have retainers where they expect, like one of our attorneys expects to be paid within 30 days. So whether we close or not, that attorney has to get paid. And that's like what, almost $15,000?
Yeah. We paid $15,000 on the last one, and this one's going to be $12,000.
And that's an estimate.
That's an estimate.
So that's not including, like, if you have your property management company go do the inspections, depending on if you plan to go with them or not, they may expect you to pay for that too. And what else?
There's surveys, there's inspections. You're going to be spending money. You definitely are.
Other people's money.
We use other people's money. But here's the thing, though, right? If you don't go through with the deal, then all of those upfront costs that you're paying,
you have to eat it.
You have to eat that cost. So you really, really need to get your underwriting in check and make sure that this is a deal you want to go through with. Because the EMD you can get back as long as you're in due diligence. But the attorney costs, the surveys, the inspection reports, environmental reports, all these other reports that you have to get done, and you really need to get them done because it's going to determine whether there's something wrong with the property or not, and maybe you can't see. You don't get that stuff back. That's just a cost you have to eat. So if you borrow somebody's money for that, then you're going to have to pay them back.
But you can hire Joseph to do your underwriting. He has that service. If you ever want Joseph to underwrite for you, reach out to him. We're doing that as a help pay for the baby and the bills.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to phrase it differently. Donate to the Baby Mud Fund and I'll underwrite your deal.
And then it's more enticing. Do it for the baby. Okay.
Yeah, do it for the baby, guys.
Are multifamily buyers harder to find compared to single family? I'm not sure because we are a buyer.
Yeah, we don't look for multifamily buyers, to be honest with you. We never have. We were never trying to wholesale multifamily. We want to buy it. So look no further. You found them.
But I mean, connecting with other people, we have found people, but we're not going to look for them.
Yeah.
So they just kind of come.
So I don't think, no. The answer is no. I don't think they're harder to find. You just have to go to the right places to find them. you really need to go to multifamily specific events if you're looking for that.
Tiger said, how much money did you put in those deals? The first one, none.
Yeah, the first one we didn't put any, but I think the total raise was, y'all are gonna laugh, it was only 150,000, I believe, on the first one.
Oh yeah.
It was such a good deal. The second one was just under $1 million that we raised. But if you were here from the beginning of the conversation, we've got like 5 that we're in a running for right now, not including the one in Houston that we're doing with another team. If we get accepted on all 5 of those, the raise is going to be about 16 million.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So a lot. Yeah, a lot's coming soon. So we're ready. We're accepting every and all soft commitments. We'd love to talk to you.
Where can we go to learn how to underwrite? We're gonna do a special underwriting Zoom for those who are serious, and then Joseph will do one-on-one if you pay for it.
Yeah, and that underwriting Zoom that she's talking about, it will be a 2 to 3 hour session, maybe more. I mean, we always go more. I mean, we're 32 minutes over right now. We literally go more every time. But that one will be a paid Zoom. The reason is, one, because we spent a lot of money to go find this stuff and learn this stuff. The second thing is,
we only have 100 spots.
We only have 100 spots. Oh, okay, that's the second thing. And the third thing is, we want serious people, because everybody wants to learn how to underwrite, but not everybody's willing to pay for it, and not everyone's really to actually take action. So I don't want to waste my time teaching a bunch of people that aren't going to do it or take it serious. So I only want to be dealing with people that are serious, and that's the main reason why we're charging for it, along with the fact that this is knowledge that we had to pay a lot more money for, and we're going to give it at a super discounted rate.
I'm looking for questions.
I think that's it.
Wow, we're almost done. Do you use other people's money for those entry fees?
Yes, we do.
Martha. She's serious. I love it.
Let's go.
Brett said he would pay. Yeah, see that, I feel like that's the best way to weed people out, because the last underwriting Zoom we did, I spent like 4 or 5 hours creating Canvas slides with formulas and color coding and practice all of that. And a lot of people take that stuff for granted. I spent a lot of time doing that, and I'm going to do it again for the deep underwriting. So mainly it's just to pay for our time, because we pour a lot into doing all these live Zooms and stuff and things like that. So we just want, it helps weed out the people who aren't serious. So that way we get the real players in the room. All right, we'll answer this last question, then we're going to call it. What's the minimum an investor would need, specifically if it's non-accredited?
Just depends on the deal, right? Because the less people that we have involved in a deal, the less work it's going to be for us to keep up with every single person, right? So if there is, if it really just comes down to this, right? If we can do a deal and raise money from only 10 people versus raising it from 100 people at a smaller volume, it makes sense for us to go with just the 10 people that are going to pay the more amount, right? But if there's a deal and we're at the finish line and we have all these people, maybe they're willing to put in 5, 10, 20,000, right? Every dollar counts, but it makes sense to go for the larger that we can to reduce the amount. And for me personally, I think it's more of a first come, first serve type basis. And I don't necessarily mean like for you guys to tell us right now, first come, first serve. I mean, it's more so when it comes time to where it's, for lack of a better word, put up or shut up, when it's like, okay, the money needs to be wired by this day, those people that get in on that day first, I mean, we're going to give, a month in advance, month and a half in advance to get there. But that's really what it's about, is who's going to get there first and lock in their position. So ideally the minimum would be like 25K, but there's really no minimum depending on which structure you do. On one structure, there is a minimum, and I think it's 50K. But on one structure, there is no minimum, and it's more so of a preference. And if it's a JV, then there's really no minimum at all. You could put it whenever you want. But it goes back to it's better to have less people because it's less people to keep up with. Because part of asset management is investor relations, and you have to send out newsletters and keep up to date, do the distributions, all those different things. That's something that you have to upkeep with. And if there's 100 people versus 10 people, it's a bigger job. So I hope that helps, guys. Gave you guys an extra 37 minutes.
It's because of me.
Killer knowledge. Yeah, I was going to sign out. You guys are lucky to have KJ. I know I am, but I was going to peace out, guys.
Well, I enjoy being here with you guys because Joseph was like, should we do it today? And I was like, I want to.
Damn, don't put me under the bus. I wanted to be here, guys. Don't let her lie to you.
No, we both love being here, and I love all of you guys. And oh my gosh, in like 2 Mondays or maybe 3 Mondays, there could be a baby here. Oh God, I ain't ready. But Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you all had a great Christmas. Show us some love, subscribing to our channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, but I've only got like 5 days and we've got like 400 more people. So, I mean, as close as we can get to 1,000 subscribers, that would be awesome. We appreciate and love all of you. Reach out to us if you want to connect. Our Instagram's on the handle here. And I hope you get value from what we do here. I don't know. What else?
I hope you guys all had a Merry Christmas. If you guys are getting value from this, we would love the shout outs on all your social media platforms.
I was like, we can smile for you real quick.
But the more people that we can get in front of, the bigger that we can build this community. And the plan is the goal within the goal, right, is one, we want to get to 1,000 units. Along the way, we want to help as many people get to their goals and bring them with us, right? We want to help as many people as we can. And the goal with this community that we're building here is to surround ourselves with like-minded individuals and to have a direct way to help people. And eventually the plan is to take this free group that we're doing and then create a paid subscription group for people that are serious and can really dive in and kind of create a more tight-knit, close-knit circle of people that are actually serious that you can truly network in with and build long-term relationships with. I mean, I'm looking to make friendships with a lot of you guys. I mean, I talk to a good handful of people on a regular basis. And, some of y'all are hitting me up all the time and just asking questions. And I love that. I love being able to offer that help with something that we learned. So that's like the vision within the vision within the vision. But it was a long-winded love you guys, but that's basically what it was.
Like everybody loves Baby Mud already.
I know. It's going to be the mascot. She's going to be the mascot.
Someone said, when will we get notice regarding the underwriting Zoom?
We'll make a huge post about it, both in Discord and on the Facebook group, and we'll
sign up for here. Text updates if you haven't already.
Yeah,
that's where I'd like to blast the info.
We actually may take a separate. I'll make another website and a sign up, and that's how it'll get structured.
We'll figure it out.
There will be multiple notices of it. We'll make sure, and we'll do it a few weeks in advance. Once we have a set date, we'll give at least 2 or 3 weeks in advance to let everybody know about it. That way.
Do you realize in 2 or 3 weeks? We gotta plan this now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh.
Don't worry.
I'm in denial.
Maybe I'll be doing the underwriting Zoom at the hospital. Maybe everyone will be in the the birthing room.
Nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see that.
They just want to see the baby. That's the most important part.
Yeah, but we'll make sure that it is announced and definitely put out there with enough time to prepare in advance. We want to make sure that we give everyone the opportunity that wants to have the opportunity to do so.
Well, shoot, guys. I guess we're gonna see you next year.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, we appreciate and love all of you guys. Come to our Zooms because on Zoom I can actually DJ and play music, and it's more hype than this. On here they're gonna try and like flag me, but I enjoy spending Monday nights with you guys, and we'll see y'all next time. Okay, I'm gonna do my outro. Give me 1 second. Okay, bye.
Bye, guys.